Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Thank you for coming to our these sessions. And today I decided to do my recording in my greenhouse. In Las Vegas, it's about around 50 degrees, so we had to bring the tropical plants inside the house, or inside the greenhouse, otherwise they will die. So that's what I decided. They are still flowering. You could see bougainvilleas and cannas and lilies. So I thought I will do it in my, especially with the meditation, to do a good in the greenhouse. Now, this is a meditation session 5. You have been through all the 4, and some of you we are not. And if you have not, we will be putting all the sessions on our Hylunia website, where you can go and listen to the session before. You had to really go through all the session to understand what I mean to balance yourself, be happy, to be beautiful, okay, to be calm, and have stress, reduce stress and sleep well. So this session is going to be about thinking positivity and learn to sleep. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. Now, so we are going to heal your body and learn to sleep. We will start like usual. We will start with the laughter yoga. We will do some primordial sound, Om, and then we try to go on a journey to relax you. Remember that all this mantra you say, it has to be done in the subconscious state, then it come real. So that's the best first task is to get you to really relax. Forget about what is, and if you are doing meditation, yoga, you know how to focus, and even others, you have to focus and, keep your phone off, everything else out, and so you will be on a own space, just focusing and not to worry about what's happening outside. Okay. Also, we will do some positive thinking. Also, we will try to last session we burned all the all the pain organs and pain and whatever you have in your body, diseases and everything. This one we are going to go and heal them. Okay, we are going to heal them through the mantras. And now I know knew you mantras, keep positive always in life. So you will see I am going to show why it is not to think about the past. That's what I don't use the word, nobody use the word let it go. You can't let it go. You had to burn it. So you will never see it. Okay? If you let it go, they may find their way back sometimes. So completely destroy it and erase it from all your memory. Okay, only keep the good memory, all the bad incidents, all the bad whatever happened to you, all this, you had to burn it. And a new you will be what make you happy. Okay, that's what will happen. So this session, we will go and heal all your organs and everything where you have diseases, alignments, and sickness and everything. Okay, let's go to the next one. Now, okay. So what we have done so far in the last 4 sessions, you have transformed, you have burned and transformed into a new you with your own belief and value that make you happy. Remember that nobody else. It's you and God only know what makes you happy. Nobody else in this world. Okay. So that's what we have done it. You also stop your conscious mind. Remember that in the beginning I talked about it. Analyzing everything you hear, see, smell, touch, taste, and go into the worst case scenario thinking. That's a default in you. Everybody have a default. That's a worst case scenario thinking. Even before anything happened, you hear something, you already go to the worst case scenario. What could happen if. Okay? And I hope you have stopped that now, by now. Also, you have erased all the fears. Remember that all the fears you are there to control you. At that time, they had to control you. You are a child or youngster, but now you are grown up. Nobody has to control you. You are your own person. Each and everybody have their own life. Okay, own life. So you had to be your own person. Okay, and you had to let all these things put by everybody in your life. Okay, the grandparents, parents, religion, government, teachers, friends, spouses, everybody. Okay, and you had to know what makes you happy. It's you and God, and you had to erase all that fears. Everybody has put fears, okay, to make it people to control. That's what the kings did. That's what the dictators did. Everybody put fears into you. Now, also I mentioned in the last two sessions, we all have stress. You had to decide whatever happened daily, but it's not, we all have to stress, it's all how to learn to handle them, how to manage them, handle daily issue you are having. Your child may be a sick, so have an accident or something. So you have to handle all these things. You cannot go in a panic mode immediately, then you can't even think and come with the right answer. So that's what is very important. You had to learn to handle and manage stress. Stress will never go away. Okay, so you have to learn to handle it. Now you are ready to heal your body and mind and bring positivity, and you had to get an uninterrupted sleep. You had to sleep good. People say sleep like a log. That's what it means. You really had to know interruption, and you really have to. But that's what longevity and happiness. This is what they found out 5,000 years ago. You had to have a good sleep. Let me go to the next slide. Now, what is the secret of happiness and longevity? Okay, very important thing, this one. Reduce and manage your stress to maintain a hormonal balance. I mentioned a few times before, I am going to keep on repeating, okay? It's called homeostasis. Remember that? Homeostasis. That's a hormonal balance in your body. Your body has to keep a balance, just like your car. Your car, the brakes has to work, engine has to work, transmission has to work, everything has to work to drive. Same thing here. In your body, you had to have a homeostasis, and there's a balance. When the balance upset, the homeostasis is gone, then it takes over, the hormones take over, and they will start to do, I will come and talk about cortisol, stress hormone. That will come in there. Now remember that 5,000 years ago, wise men in India, men and women basically, found in India that you can erase your past and start a new belief, balance, and happiness by repeating certain mantra. In the subconscious, always remember that, subconscious state. That's what I was trying to get you to go into deep relaxation in the beginning, to then take you to give the mantra and everything. Okay? They have found out you can do that. At the same time, you can erase it, like and you can establish new ones, a new you as well as true. So think like a disk. You can erase the disk and put a new program or something on the track, or you can say tracks, or people use the word wired, wired. You are wired like this, and you had to bring new wires. So you can burn all the wires and bring new wires, That's what it is. Okay? And once again, I am telling you that a new you, it is very important you had to have a new you. That's what the mantra meditation is all about. Also, in the old days, 5,000 years ago, they use sound, like a use of primordial sound, like a om, yam, scream, shim, all these different sound. Okay, you do it for many years, and you will get all your mind erased, a new one will come. What I found out over 30 years in my personal life, after I went into depression, to change myself out, I use a affirmation or as a mantras. I had to get out of my depression. It's not helping me anyway. I am not good to anybody right now. Okay? I am not even helping my company, I started with the belief, help humanity and everything. I can't do that because I am in the depression. Okay? But it worked. It worked. So that's what I call mantra meditation, not like the traditional old sound, but repeating the affirmation. So what you want to say, that's what you call mantra meditation. So remember that we did the chakra meditation to see what the blockages you are holding, you are burning them, you are opening up them, and now we are repeating the words. Okay, you could call it affirmation in the West as a mantra meditation. Okay, let me go to the next slide. I just wanted to emphasize once again, what's the effect of stress on your hormones? I saw the pictures, even Time magazine have a picture showing that, you have the inflammation, which is come from stress. It's a killer. So remember that when you have stress, if you keep on the old things and everything, go back to the old ways, all what happened, all the things and everything, even a smell can trigger that. Whatever you experience at that time, whatever the smell, a picture or something, you have to completely destroy that. So whatever that stress come, I once again repeat again, it's the fight or flight hormones. What is it called? It is called cortisol. The cortisol suppresses the immune system, which fail to repair the damages done to your cells. Your body has to repair whatever the damages done during the days, outside, inside, all the metabolic wastes inside, all the food you take. The food was good in the old days. Now we have made food to stay longer. Okay, skincare to have preservative to stay longer. All these we have put all those into the into your body, and that also create the immune system to work. Okay, so when your immune system fail, cannot repair it, then not only your aging start, premature aging, and even linked to cancer, even your bacterial infection, your immune system is supposed to go and bacteria, viral infection, come and produce new antibodies and everything, and all they cannot repair and damage tissue. Okay, so that's what it is important. The immune system become overactive sometime and leading to over 100 autoimmune system disease. Some of you have psoriasis. Some of you may have, or some of you know somebody have lupus or Crohn's diseases. This has come from autoimmune diseases, and that goes back to immune system when it comes overactive and cannot repair it. So this is something I have been telling in the last 30 years or 35 years. The reason we are alive today is because of the immune system. We may breathe, we may do all the function, but if your immune system cannot fight whatever the infection, you will die. Okay? That's what the importance of immune system. I wanted to get into your mind. Immune system is very important for us. We had to keep it best active, best performance, and that's what you had to get rid of all the negativity, all the stress, okay, all the past. So that always brings something, okay, and that's what is important. Let's go to the next slide. Now, I talk about positivity, okay, positive thinking. So what you had to do is, I already told you, you had to recondition your mind. Remember that I talk about the elephants? You can train the elephant, surely you can train you too. Okay? And you had to change the way you think. All these years you have been thinking in a certain way depending on others, not your own thing, other things and everything. Now you had to think, change the way you think. You had to think positive and let the past go, but I will now say burn the past, which you should have done by now. You had to love yourself and happy with what you are and who you are. Don't change. Okay? This is you. I mean the new you, not the old you, the new you. What make you happy? Okay? Also, all these new, okay, I just told about the new beliefs and new values, you had to do that. Also, you had to create a passion in whatever you do. Things you make you happy. So not only what you enjoy in life, happy and enjoy in life, what you want to do and all these, but also your passion. What your passion? For example, you go to gardening or you want to, something else and, sports or something and yoga, meditation, whatever, biking, whatever it is, make a passion. So whatever you do, if you create a passion, including work, if you create a passion or find a work where you have the passion, what you believe in and everything, then you don't get stressed. Even if you work, stress. I used to work like 18, 20 hours a week in the beginning, but it's a passion. So I never felt the stress and everything. Okay. So it's very important. You have to, okay, have a passion in life. Even watching movies, certain things, anything is passion. Okay. Now you had to treat yourself and make yourself time for yourself. Very important. A lot of people have children and everything, and they think about everybody else, their children, parents, and everybody else, so on, but they don't pay any attention to themselves. It's a true story. One of the person I work with, she was telling when I was talking to her, find out what deep inside, what make you, bothering and how happy, unhappy, and everything. She said, I can't now with the child and I have a babysitter. I can't even I used to get my nail done. Now I can't get my nail done. Okay, I said, why don't you tell your, babysitter, hey, I had to go and somebody appointment going to be late, 2 hours late. So can you, bill 2 hours late? And then what she did, she made an appointment, went to the nail, and you know what? Lo and behold, she was so happy. Okay, that made it a habit. So even simple things you do, you had to do to yourself. You just cannot give everybody. Always give. You had to take care of yourself too. Look at what is happening. Are you happy? Yeah, you're making others happy, but are you making yourself happy? Okay, very important. You had to take. Okay. The other one, always think about the best case scenario. Suppose you're driving fast, forget about the speed limit, so you can, the cops save you and give you a ticket. Instead of cursing the guy, why this guy cannot be easy? Why did you do that? Or curse even go beyond that, all this, you could say, hey, it's a good thing here. I got a ticket because I am not going to go faster. Because I could have an accident. And then my life, I could come, it happened to me and my life will change. So everything you happening in your life, try to learn how to convert into positive. It's a blessing in disguise. You have a relationship for 10 years and you just break up. You just cannot lose yourself and, use all your everything. Remember that as yourself, you are good and you have something to offer and everybody have something good. Everyone in their own right. But you cannot go down because you don't, you have a separation or something happen. Okay? So, and I tell people, before I have mentioned it too, a lot of people, like I went into depression in the beginning, I told you in the beginning, because I was the ego and everything, I didn't think about a plan B. I only have one plan, or some people have one plan or no plan. Everybody, you can be happy and everything, well married and everything. Everybody should have a plan B. So when you come, you don't come to a dead end. You have a way to get out. Okay? So you had to look at the best case scenario rather than the worst case scenario. And also, always about what you have and what you don't have. Always think about the people below you rather than thinking you can have a desire and motivation to reach top, but you don't have to be, hey, without doing anything, you can't be saying that I am going to be like this. Okay? And think, hey, I am better than these people. Be happy. And then you say, I want to reach these points. And remember that I talk about in the last session, I talk about the vision board. Write it down in your vision board. I want to be like this. Okay? Okay. So it's very important. Always think about the best case scenario and convert the negative to positive. Always you have to take responsibility for your action. Do not blame someone else or company or food. People who don't take responsibility, they actually put the blame on somebody else. You had to wake up and be real. Hey, I did this and it's coming to you because of my action. And you had to take responsibility and figure out a way how to overcome that. Okay? That's what you had to do. Of course, I have been telling you had to integrate yoga, meditation, Ayurvedic living in your daily lives. Put some wellness into your life, certain routine and wellness into your life. Whatever it is, okay? You create into that. So next slide. This is just to remind you, you can even train an elephant with a small guy on the top with a huge, okay? You can actually train your mind too. It's all what you want to do. Your intention, you have to create the intention. If you remember my earlier sessions, intention and you had to make it happen. Like I said, you have motivation. I have recommended people, Tony Robbins and others, and visualization, all these different, I have recommended people. Okay, so write your vision board and everything, and think if the elephant can be trained, I can be trained. Okay, that's what you had to keep. That's your mantra. Keep on thinking. I can be like that too. Next one slide. So you always have in your life, everybody is normal. That's part of the life. Things happen, issues happen, we have issues and problems and everything with you, kids, anybody else. So they will happen on the one scale. But then you had to bring the happy event, happy thought experience and the reward as the other one to balance it. See that? Okay. So something happened, think about some happy things. Okay. Or events, thoughts. It's good to daydream. Okay. Go on a daydream. Okay. And you had to stay from worst case thinking. Unless you do that, you are not going to change. Okay. You had to stop from the worst case. I have said enough about worst case scenario thinking. To tell you the truth, even now, after 35 years, all these, I still get into sometimes the worst case scenario, I had to stop it and said, oh, no, that's going to happen. Get back to my own track. Okay, very important. So, happy events, thoughts and everything, even whatever you make you happy, even when you are reading a book or movie or something, whatever, whatever it makes you happy or romantic or, even sexual thoughts are okay. You had to put something into the other side to balance all the negative happening here and not to go into worst case scenario thinking. Very important. That's what the balance is all about. Okay, let me go to the next slide. You will see more of the balance. So this is what you had to do. There are so many things in your life. Health, friends, okay, careers, and you had to create a balanced life. It's like juggling a balls, the balls, you see this? That's what it's all about. It's a skill you had to learn. So you had to learn the skill how to juggle all the different happening in your life to keep a balanced life. It's a balance. Remember that? I told you about the car. Everything has to happen together. And that's what they say. You had to keep no, it's run, you had to keep it's run like a Swiss watch, Of course, those days, nowadays you have digital. Those days, that Swiss watch has all the everything precision done, they run smooth. Okay, so your whole mind and body think like that. It has to be, you have to juggle this one, and everything. Always not to forget about keeping the balance. So, whatever happen inside your body shows up outside on the skin. Disruptions, always it happen. So when did something happen, you had to pay attention to that. And like I said before, all the hormonal changes happen inside, brain by the endocrine system, and we call chakras, the 7 chakras in the beginning I told you, they correspond to the endocrine systems. So all these hormonal changes, Ayurveda meditation help you, and the main thing is it's your mind. Remember that it's your mind can control all these. Everything happened to you right now, whatever you are responding, what you are reacting, it's your mind. How you think. You have been conditioned to do, think, and react and everything. Okay? Even if you can balance and react, you can create a balanced life. Some people take a different route. Some people bring the ego. Okay? Some people bring some other reasons into that. Okay? Okay? Their insecurities, Basically, ego people have very insecure. Okay? So they try to overcome this and say, I can't do it. That's what I did from my own experience. I said, nothing can happen to me. I am peak of my mind in the 30s, and even then I said, I couldn't accept that I was going through a depression. Even after sessions, my mind wouldn't let, my ego was so much, that's what I learned so much about ego. Okay? So, you had to let your ego go and be real and accept. You had to create a balance. It's the balance that keeps you going. If you don't have the balance, what happened? It takes a toll on your immune system. I have said enough in the previous session and even today. That killed unhappiness, stress, depression, anxiety, premature aging, diseases, and even cancer. You may wonder why I am having psoriasis. Of course, you have family history too. It has family, but psoriasis, okay, because your immune system, your Crohn's diseases, okay, it's all because of the immune system. Okay, next slide. Now, I told you in the last class and explained more about it. I want to repeat again. We have 3 basic instincts with animals. Okay? We eat, animal eat. We sleep, animal sleep. The animal reproduce, we reproduce, but at the same time, sexual health too. For the one we had take to the next level. So what they have done is they have figured out a way what you had to do 5,000 years ago. So that's what the Ayurveda came, yoga came, meditation came, tantra came. All these things came, okay, because of but they knew you had to be happy with all these 3 important. Okay, so what happening is, okay, you had to have all these modalities have been created 5,000 years ago, and you could use that, okay, to live longer and be happy. That's what it is. Modern times, we had to change it to the modern time. Okay, okay, and so what happiness is, we had to, unfortunately, unfortunately, the modern time, we have gone away from the food. Look at, they have the fresh food and everything. We want to give a long life. We put preservatives and we put milk. We put hormones to cow to produce more milk. We put steroids to the beef. Cows to give better beef and all these and everything. So you change the way our original all the plants and everything. We put pesticide to kill so they can produce, all this happen. Okay. Unfortunately, so what happened was the world we are living here, we had to look at to address that too. I will come and talk about eating and food and everything, about, why it's good to have, organic food and everything. So we have to come to that too. So it's very important. We have to change. What happened, I will just mention, because I will come back to taste and food. Well, what happened was this, in those days, 5,000 years ago, most of them live around the rivers. And then you step a little bit and you see the animals, you see the forest or jungles and everything. So they live in harmony with the animals. They watch the animal. An animal may, something may get hurt, it may go and rub the food against a bark. Something happen, it will go and eat some, herbs or something. Say, they watch the animal and basically they reproduce the same thing in the human. And that's what the Ayurveda thing also, lot of things are represented by animals. Okay, so all the Ayurveda, I will just mention now, I will talk about later. So Ayurveda, the food is medicine, that's what they did. They watched the animals, see what they did, and then they tried and everything to themselves and everything. They were able to find they can live longer. They find out the human have the mind and think, that's what they are unhappy. The human has the mind, thinking mind. You prefer the thinking mind. If you don't have the thinking and everything, you will be happy. Okay? So they said, that's what they worked on the mind. You are unhappy. You are not living longer. So that's what they came with the meditation, yoga, all these things happen. Okay? So let's go to the next slide. Okay, so this is what it is basically. Okay? So you look at the person. So you had to have a good sleeping habit. I'm going to talk about it. You had to do yoga, workout, walking, running, sports and everything, You had to do it to activate your, endorphins and everything. Mind habit, meditate and calm your mind. So it's the mind that calm yourself. You had to do that. And then when you look good, you feel good. Beauty is important to a woman. Very important. Okay? So it's very important you have to look good too. But unfortunately, all the skin care and everything else we use, they have put preservatives to give shelf life. They have put other ones to give results. Just like the way they put in food, all the hormones and all the steroids and everything. Okay? And they actually are foreign bodies to your body. So the immune system see as a foreign body, and that's what they react. So they are taking a toll on your immune system. So in those days, they didn't have this, but today they have this. So beauty is important. So the toxins are going into your body, whether food or skincare or whatever. Usually shampoos and everything, you wash it off, it's good. But other than that, you had to look at it. And then what they have introduced is also creating some allergens reaction. Okay, so what's happening is whatever we are doing now is creating so much a complication. Okay, into that. Then food and eating habit. What you eat. So unfortunately, all the food we have, hormones and milk, all these things, pesticide and everything. So it's good to eat, I'll come and talk about later, organic food, free range chickens or free range eggs, things like that, grass fed meat, so things like that. So I will talk about more detail later on. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Why do you need good sleep? Ask yourself, how many of you are getting good sleep? Remember that how people say, I slept like a log. How many people sleep like a log? Okay. is very important because the mind triggers your stress and cortisol. When you have the stress hormone cortisol, okay, the body, it happens, your body will go into desperate situation. Okay, so cortisol is on for fight or flight hormone. It's only for emergency, not all the time. So when you have a trigger or some thoughts come and trigger it, when you go to bed, you have a thoughts coming, you cannot sleep because cortisol keep you awake. That's its function. Okay, and especially if you cannot sleep for a long period of time, many days, your immune system cannot repair the damages done to your body, your organs. Okay, your organs and everything and cells and cell, and that's what everything started to fall apart. You may get premature aging, trigger diseases, trigger precancerous cells and everything. That's what you had to sleep good to get your body repaired every night. Your body has to repair your body every night. If you don't have it, what happens? Then they become toxic and damages your DNA. Remember that each DNA have a certain thing. That's what you are. Then you have the genes producing your collagens and elastins and organs, tissues and kidney tissues. So when you change it, it actually continues basically inflammation. I talk about a little bit in the inflammation. So it's the inflammation that changes the DNA, continuous inflammation. And that will do into premature aging, chronic and autoimmune system diseases, and even potential cancer. See, so it's good to have a good sleep. And let me go to the next slide. So how do you know? It's a little bit of science behind it. Good sleep is important because it damages you, and clear thinking too. If you are under stress, you can't even think clear. So when you are awake, usually right now, you are between 20 to 80 cycles per second. You know, the brain wave, you see the brain waves pictures and everything. And the cortisol level between 8 to 22 micrograms per deciliter. That's what just don't worry about the micrograms. Just remember that 8 to 12 and the cycle per 20 to 80. Alpha waves, this is a light sleep. A lot of people are alpha waves. Okay, that is 7 to 15 CPA, cycles per second. Okay, cortisol is about 100 micrograms per deciliter. Now, you know the REM sleep, the rapid eye movement sleep, when you fall asleep. Remember that when you fall your eye, that sleep is called beta waves. That is 4 to 7 cycles per second. And your cortisol is 5 to 10 microcili. So you are relaxed beyond the light sleep, okay? But still you can go deeper sleep. And the other deep sleep and meditation, when you can do deep sleep and doing meditation, you go to theta waves. What is theta waves? They are 0.5 to 4 cycle per second. You are already in a subconscious state. Already your body is like almost like a dead, And cortisol is 0.5 micrograms. See, so small. So this is a time your immune system can come and repair everything. Okay? It is repair can everything. But if you don't sleep good, that's what happens. So at least 2 to 4 hours, if you can get a deep sleep, I know you cannot get it harder to unless you do a lot of meditations, at least if you can 2 to 4 hours is good enough. I know some of you have this, watch, and fighting how much of deep sleep and everything you do that. Now, people with hysteria, hysteria, or when you are in love, you are between 30 to 50 cycles per second. You know that. But good, when you are in love, it only lasts for 2 years. After that, you come back to normal. You love a person, everything happens. But when you are in love, that excitement, everything, that's what it is. So you had to accept that. You can't help much. But emotional upset, like when you hear somebody say bad thing about you, or somebody scold you or everything where you can do that, then it is 50 to 100 cycles per second. This is what I told you. I will tell you again. Keep away from negative people. You have your own value, you have set your own belief and everything. That's what if you hear it, you let it go through one night or other. Don't respect or anything and keep away from negative people. Okay, I'll tell something about later on too. Okay, so sleep. If you hear something or something, go and write or watch something or read or something to calm your mind and get excited, and relax before you go to bed. So when you go to your bed, should have a calm mind. Okay. Or you can repeat your mantra, new you mantra, what make you happy. You read it next to the thing, you keep reading and everything, you go to bed, your subconscious mind will keep working. Okay, next slide. Okay, when your happy hormone, serotonin, okay, all your Prozac and everything, Wellbutrin and everything based on serotonin. That's what called neurotransmitters, between the nerves, they transmit the messages and everything. That's what try to do that. When your happy, happy hormone is converted to and it depletes the level. Okay, so not only it brings some, depressions and winter blues that happen. Also, you're affecting the immune system. It can lead to your infection. Even you are confused. You get fatigue. Okay, you get fatigue and you don't have the energy to do things and everything. And one thing is, if you can use yoga, meditation, letting the past go, finding out the blood chakra and opening up are the key to get good sleep. Okay, as well as it slow down the progression of aging. Another thing, remember, it never go hungry before going to bed. Now you have everybody has their own opinion on on the YouTube and everything else. Basically, you don't want to create the cortisol to come up. If you are hungry, when you are asleep and everything, so try to do eat something, milk, whatever it is. Milk is also good it has called tryptophan, that also put you to sleep. Good to have a warm milk before you go to bed. And if you can put some turmeric and everything, that will it's a double job. Okay? Calm at the same time, give you the rejuvenate and repair your cells too. Okay, next cells. So, what you have to do to go to sleep. Remember that some of you are taking melatonin. That's a time clock. When it's dark, the melatonin comes and you fall asleep. Blind people have a lot of melatonin. When we are happy and the awareness hormone is converted to melatonin, serotonin level depletes. Depression and everything. Okay, so it is very important. Okay, you have to keep your serotonin. And melatonin is good, but it has to be only for sleep. Like I said, tryptophan is converted to serotonin and then to melatonin. So it's like a supply, tryptophan. So make it a habit to drink some warm milk with turmeric before you go to bed. Okay. Also, you do some deep breathing and mindfulness meditation that can help to sleep too. When you deep breathe, say, I am relaxed. I am relaxed. And you already, people who have been on this meditation, remember that I take you to completely relax. So this time, I am going to do that some meditation to put you to sleep so you can fall asleep. That when I will leave it to you to wake up, I won't ask you to wake up, if you fall asleep. Okay. If you wake up, say example, a lot of time you go to bathroom, you had to go to bathroom or something. When you come back, immediately stop thinking about anything. You had to abort anything in your mind. Immediately go and say, I am falling asleep, I am falling asleep. Okay. Do the inhale, I am relaxed, I am relaxed. I tell you something, it's more than counting sheep, okay? We'll do in the meditation. Remember, cortisol is your enemy. You don't want cortisol in your body. You only need for emergency. Okay, you play a game, something you need cortisol. You had to fight something cortisol, but not all the time. Okay, cortisol shouldn't be there. Okay, next slide. Okay. This is, I told her about the mind, all the meditation, how to erase the past and everything. Now we had to say something. This is what I have saying many years now. Most of you are born with inner beauty to loving, humble, ego-free, and helping fellow human beings. Most of you are. However, outside beauty is important to you to feel great, confident, stand tall, and radiate a positive energy. So that's what the beauty is also important. However, you are accept that this way, but you can improve it. Just like the way you do your hairdo or you do the dress. You can actually make the skin look good and everything and do that. Okay. That's what we are talking about, the beauty outside. Okay. Okay, next slide. You heard about, I already mentioned about preservatives. We have been putting preservatives to give shelf life. Now, these are the toxic ingredient. You see that. Okay, let me see what happened. It came back. Okay, sorry. Preservatives, there are parabens. You heard about parabens. When we were telling about parabens way back, nobody was doing anything. Okay, 35 years ago. Only after everybody started talking about it, only they started to pay attention. The company was taking the parabens out. We were talking about men, the sperm count of the men is going down way back, and nobody say it. Now even the UNESCO is telling the sperm count is going down in the men, in the men, not only in the Western world before, now all over the world. They are using so much of preservative, they are washed so many chemicals, they are washed and gone into the water system and recycled. Okay, they found out that some of the fish, okay, male fish in the rivers, are developing ovaries because they have a short life. That's what, but so nobody still now, lot of companies have preservatives. We have researched so much, so that we could have a preservative, chemical preservative-free products, and that's what we have done. Now, also, people will say, I have a natural. These organic people used to say, we have grapefruit seed extract. But basically, grapefruit seed, remember, grapefruit seed extract, not the grapefruit. That is good. Melon green, okay? That's good for weight loss and everything. But seed extract, they add something else too, okay? And they can actually come like a paraben. They become paraben. Same thing with formaldehyde, there are imidazole urea, all the different ureas they have then. And also they used to say, is sodium hydroxymethyl glycinate come from soy, but it's like formaldehyde. So remember that only 5%, if you have a 95% extract, the USDA, not the FDA, USDA give a certification, it's a organic. And that's what these companies made it to put it into, say, organic product and make a big out of it. But the 5%, they can put, you need preservatives. If we have a water extract, pathogens live in there. So they put parabens into that because it's cheap. So they can put anything in there or say that it's natural, grapefruit seed extract or sodium hydroxide from soy, but it's a preservative. Okay. Now there are other ones like a polyethylene glycol, diethanolamine, betaine, bisphosphenol, sodium, ammonium. All these things are in the human-derived. A lot of people have a human-derived ingredient. Nowadays you have stem cells, human-derived stem cells and everything, But you need more preservatives to give the shelf life for these things. So yeah, the science has made advancement in preservatives to live long, but it has also created so much a problem. Okay. Then you have neuronal hormonal disruptors, parabenic hormone disruptors, and other cancer, carcinogenic thing. Also, you see dyes and lanolin and fragrances. So most people, this is one of the challenge we had. Okay, we don't put anything, we don't add dyes or anything, change color. So people didn't like the smell. Even people who said they are sensitive skin, when we give a product, they immediately smell. So the marketing, so remember that marketing is manipulation. They are done in a way to believe everything. You had to have a smell and everything look good. Okay, it has to look good, dyes, smell good. Okay, packaging has to be dye. All this has happened. Okay, next slide. Okay, there are no carcinogen mean it is connected to cancer. Formaldehyde donors, they are called releasing. Diazonalduria, imidalluria, and sodium hydroxide from soy. See that? And I mentioned about the preservatives. So even these have only 1%, that is good enough to go and collect into your fat cells. Okay? Collect into your fat cell, and it come to the point where it is enough amount, appreciable amount, and then it can trigger your immune system and the hormones. It can trigger the hormones. And that's what, not only you have a balance in your whole life, even your hormones have to have a balance, in there. And you heard about some people, that they did a big study about 2,000 people on the, estrogen, estrogen, alternative hormones, and they just, use the hormone from the males, the horses, and extracted, but they forget about the other hormones. Remember that women have not only estrogen, they have progesterone. Then they have, testosterone. All this has to be there. And they forget about it, and then they had to stop the whole thing. So it's very important. Preservatives affect your hormones and everything, and that's what you had to look into product. There shouldn't be any preservatives. Next slide. This is what we found out way back. What we found out was, this is Brian Jegasothy, the dermatologist, that toxic inflammatory ingredient create inflammation. Inflammation creates continuous damage. The good example is sun. And at the same time, if the stress comes, weakening of the immune system and create damage too. So now aging happens not only ingredient and everything, you are talking about your mind, stress. And this is what, when we started, and I don't know if some of you know, I come from a generations of Ayurvedic family. I grew in Ayurveda. So that's what I was able to see the modern science, what Mr. Brian Jegasothy, the chairman of department, was telling, that inflammation is the key to changing diseases. And we also came from this is what we merged or integrated or married the ancient Ayurveda with the modern science. You see the tagline at the Hylunia, ancient Ayurveda plus modern science. You have combined more to the modern science. So this is what did the aging start to happen. Okay. So next slide. Okay, I don't want to go through much. I'm already coming. We had to start the meditation. So I'm going to go through fast here. Okay. And 40 out of, 99% of the mastectomy breast cancer have parabens. 18 out of 20 breast tumors have parabens. So let me go to the next one. You can, so this is to show you that there are studies run to show that. Now, if you see that Hylunia, if you have done Hylunia, you could be always, and this is what it is. Hylunia is free of all these things, create inflammation, toxins, and everything. Okay, next slide. And so not only you look at the ingredient, you look at also what else is happening. The sun creates free radicals. Okay, that's what sun, you get cancer, you have aging faster when you have sun. Next slide will give you a bow, I think, Okay. So they are used to sun rays, visible red, infrared, by ultraviolet. Ultraviolet causes deep wrinkles and everything. Leathery skin, loss of elasticity, discolored blotches, and actinic precancerous lesions. Okay. So this is what the ultraviolet. So that's what you had to avoid sun. You had to wear a sun. Next slides. Where you had to avoid sun and wear sunscreen. Okay. Now, sunscreen, 50% of the lifetime done by the time you are 18, if you are a fair skinned person. 90% of cancer caused by repeated sun exposure. See that? So the sun exposure, sun burns the skin DNA and they may become precancerous. Okay. And a lot of these things are happening in the sun state and beaches and everything. Okay. So also they create age spots and birth, So when you look for an anti-aging product, you had to not only look at the slowdowning the aging or something, you had to see how to clean the or minimize the sunspots, age spot, blotchy skin, all coming part of the sun. Okay, you can use a sunscope or okay. Now, unfortunately, the sun damage shows up later in this life. Go ahead, another one. Next one. So, continuous inflammation, I don't want to go through that. Hylunia, we have two products called facial lotion and the other one, triple defense facial lotion. Always you are going to work or anything, they are good. So, facial lotion should have a sunscreen too. Okay. But if you don't use it, you have to use a separate sunscreen on top. So 2030 is good, but around there. But if you are going out in the outside, you may want to use that at least 20 to 30 SPF, but use frequently every 2 hours. Especially golf, gardening, running, biking, and everything. You sweat, swimming, you sweat, you wipe it off, so you have to put it back. Okay, and you can always try to repair or take the one with the natural fruit acid. You could go to a spa and get some peel, or to go to doctors and get lasers, and use we have a product called vitamin C product, with retinol that's also renew and rebuild the cells. Next slides. So when you have this inflammation created by the ingredients and sun, you had to have other antioxidant, anti-inflammatory ingredient. Okay, so they neutralizes the free radical, so they don't create the inflammations. So that's what, for example, Hylunia facial day lotion have answers such as turmeric, very powerful antioxidant. Turmeric, we use a concentrated form. So the turmeric, the actual concert called tannin, and that one is be concentrated to 40%. Okay, the 2000. Okay, so curcumin. So this is curcumin is the one that's here. Green tea, polyphenol, beta glucan promotes. These are all superoxide dismutase. They can do both antioxidant and anti-inflammatory. Okay, there's a ferment extract from sun radiation from Fiji. Okay, that also suppresses the inflammations. And of course, you have to have titanium, and we have titanium octyl methoxycinnamate to combat free radical. Some people don't like the chemical, but it's very small amount. But now we are going to come with a new titanium zinc oxide without a chemical. Same thing with the facial day lotion. Here we added amla with a 5,500 more potent percent. Okay, so go to the next slide. So you need a antioxidant, anti-inflammatory ingredient in your sunscreen for the facial day lotion. Otherwise, you had to choose separate. Now, taste and food, Ayurveda, I already told you about the people, what they did was, in Ayurveda, food is medicine. So they included, to live longer, garlic, ginger, cumin, fennel, turmeric. Turmeric is anti-inflammatory. You can always use your milk, your soup, your smoothies, everything is good. Okay. Also produce which are pesticide hormone, avoid it. free-range chickens, eggs, grass-fed meat, organic produce, do that, you know. This is a whole subject itself. Next slide. Next slide, okay. Food group, you have proteins. Some people need proteins. You need an abundance of protein, amino acids. Okay, vegetarian, you had to look at the B12. You need more B12. So, you know, then you have carbohydrates, fat. Always remember that. Easy way to lose weight is to cut the carbohydrate. Learn to complement your food with something else, more veggies and everything, you know. Okay, so if you have too much, excess will go to fat. Then fat, unsaturated good, saturated bad. Trans fat really bad. Okay, so you have to take responsibility for what you eat. You cannot believe anybody. You know that even the doctor said the margarine is bad. Sorry, margarine is excellent, but butter is bad. After 30 years, they came and said, oh, trans fat in margarine is worse than the, you know, the other fat, unsaturated fat, so saturated fat. So you really had to take control of your own life, your choices and everything. Remember I told you, if you and God know what makes you happy, you had to do all that. It's good to take vitamins, minerals, and colored fruits, and you know, frozen fruits are good too, and whole grain and processed food is ugly. Don't take processed food. Next slide. This is what's vitamin A, vitamin C. I am giving a thing. Next slide. Everybody should know that. Other one I don't just mention about toxins. In Ayurveda, they found out you had to remove toxins for your body. Okay. Now, next slide. There is two people, two different times they awarded Nobel Prize to showing that if you don't remove the toxins and all the metabolic waste from the cells will die. Okay, so but 5,000 years ago, these wise men and they knew you had to clean your body. They come with the 5 sense cleansing step. It is all panchakama. Okay, they said you had to clean yourself regularly so that your toxins are gone out. Okay, and that way you can live longer. So what we have modern time, we can do, they do like a 21 days and more people don't have 21 days. At the spa, we have created new things. I will talk about it, you know, but you know, we did the Shradora too. All these things we did at the Hylunia spa, you know, when we were running it. Now we close it due to, you know, COVID, but that's what it is. And there are places you can find Ayurvedic centers and wellness centers. They provide Shiradora, the Panchakama. Okay. Then the other one. So next slide. What we did at the spa was, it's basically it's the energy, prana energy. Okay. Converting glucose to adenosine ATP. You heard about this. This is a source of energy. The far infrared is 8.5 nanometers. Exposing the far red, okay, and the length and pushes all the toxin out of the cell. Sorry, okay, out of the cells. So what happening is we have used the ionic detoxification. Some of you heard about it. It's an electrode. You put your feet in your thing and you change it. You know. Sorry, I'm sorry. Okay, electrode. Okay, so you had to have the ionic detoxification and also far infrared sauna. So you can find naturopath have many detoxification. They even have far infrared sauna. You also find a lot of saunas nowadays, far infrared sauna. The spas have it. Some of the wellness centers and other people have it. Okay, so you can really go and get those services now. Next slide. Conclusion. So, not only you burn the past, reduce your stress, become a new you, you had to make a choice of what you eat, what you drink, and what you put on the skin. Prevention and attaining happiness are the best anti-aging medicine. Keep away from negative people. Don't attach any meaning to what they don't have any respect for those negative people. Unfortunately, if they are relative or something, you just smile and look at as you are listening, but let it hear and do. When you attach a meaning, that's what bothers you. Okay, you just have to say, this is the way they are. They are not going to learn. I cannot change them. That's what it is. This is what made me happy. So don't let anybody to push your red button. Some people know where to push your red button. Okay, you should know and don't let that to happen. Okay, now next session we will talk about the my 10 laws of attaining happiness. So that's what the sixth session, combining all this together. Okay, thank you. Maybe I look at the diagram there. Please look at the diagram and see where you have any diseases or anything, and we are going to do the meditation and do it. Okay, so that's what it is now.